Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Why Americans are so angry. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. In one of the strangest political ironies ever, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are now dominating their respective parties, even though they are both hammering the establishment. Trump could not care less about the Republican platform because he's a Trumpian, a man who has created his own political movement. Sanders, now polling better than Hillary Clinton in both Iowa and New Hampshire, is an independent socialist, not even a member of the Democratic Party. Both men are surging because they've tapped into the anger of many voters who believe they're being abused by politicians. Let's take Trump first. Despite promising to bring the country together, Barack Obama has been one of the most divisive presidents in history. His signature achievement, Obamacare, passed without a single Republican vote. That's because it's an entitlement, free health insurance for the have-nots, paid for by the haves, while most working Americans will pay more for good health care. Likewise, the nuke deal with Iran. No Republican votes. Does the president care? Don't believe so. Thus, conservative traditional Americans realize Mr. Obama's not looking out for them. He's a far-left leader who has never even tried to be inclusive. The anti-Obama folks strongly believe that illegal aliens get better government treatment than they do, that abortionists and anti-religious groups have more rights than they do, that American economic power is being eroded in order to create a massive welfare state, and finally that evil people overseas who want to kill Americans are not being challenged effectively. Trump has tapped into all that angst with one simple word. He calls American leadership stupid. For Senator Sanders, the word he uses is corrupt. His crew is furious that Barack Obama has not fully embraced socialism. The Sanders surge is built around his belief that every American should receive free health care, free education through college, a guaranteed job and salary, subsidized housing and child care if you're poor, and guaranteed retirement income. Bernie's mantra is pretty much cradle-to-grave entitlements. And don't worry if you don't want to work, Bernie will take care of you anyway. And those who are working will pay for it. It's interesting. For every nativist American who despises a diverse society, you have a socialist American who wants Bernie to take over the economy and dole out the cash. Both extremes are angry. And now they have been joined by millions of regular folks who recognize that the change President Obama has brought has weakened the nation, but strengthened secular groups who are hell-bent on destroying traditional American values, especially those in the Judeo-Christian tradition. Conventional candidates like Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton have no answer to the citizen fury. No answer at all. Mrs. Clinton would continue the Obama vision. Governor Bush intellectualizes the anger rather than feeling it. So Trump and Sanders have the stage, and the curtain is not even close to coming down. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So, anger is defining the race. I think you believe that as well as I do. And tonight, Donald Trump fills an arena in Dallas with 20,000 people, melding entertainment with politics in a way no one else in this country could do. So where's it all heading, Charles?
Well, let me first take a slight deviation from your premise, your diagnosis. I don't think it's so much anger as it is anxiety. I don't see road rage increasing on the roads. I don't see people gnashing their teeth on the street. I don't see street demonstrations, riots, and we've had them in our past. You don't see anger. This is not a roiling population. This is a kind of a reeling people.
Can I stop you?
We're getting kicked around in the world. We got the Russians, we got the Iranians kicking us around. ISIS spits in our eye. And economically, people have a sense that they are losing ground. We had a decrease in the median wage, which is extremely unusual in a supposed recovery.
Let me challenge you.
And they're looking for an explanation.
Ferguson, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, all of these things ignited with pent-up anger. Now that's on the left. all right? But this analysis both encompasses left and right. So the left is furious and vented in a way that was shocking to some. Now, the right, I believe they're very, very angry, and that's why they're going around Trump. He's venting their anger, and he's their demonstration. Go.
Look, I think when you have a people as anxious and as sort of bewildered, how does this happening? What's happened to America? What Trump said in his speech announcing his candidacy, said the American dream is dead, I'm going to revive it. I think in those kinds of times with Sanders and with Trump, what you get is people responding to simplicity. Sanders has a very simple answer. He says the reason that you're losing ground is because the rich, the super rich, dominate, own, and control everything, and you're getting the shaft. The game is rigged. That's his story. With Trump, as you said, his answer is your leaders are stupid, which is very interesting because the normal conservative critique, the Reagan critique it was an ideological one. It wasn't that the leaders are stupid. It was that the leaders are liberal.
But wait.
It was that the leaders believe in big government, high taxes, regulation. And that is the traditional Republican explanation of why things go wrong.
Don't you think, Charles Krauthammer, that people are furious with conventional politicians, and that's why there really hasn't been a challenger to Donald Trump and Ben Carson, the two outsiders? I think that Americans are so angry with both parties, all the elected officials. They think they're a bunch of BS. They don't get anything done. They don't stand or believe for anything. I think they're angry, Charles. I'll give you the last word on it.
It could be that because I'm an ex-psychiatrist, I have seen real rage. That this isn't rage, this is anxiety, bewilderment, and a search for explanations. And the ones who come up with the simplest ones, stupid leaders, not strong enough, low energy on the one hand. On the other hand, the plutocrats control your life. You can't see the strings. I can. I will cut them. That's what is the kind of response that gets the initial wave of support. Whether it will last, simplicity is not hard to. It's not easy to maintain over time. We'll see how it does.
I don't know. I've been a simple man for almost 19 years on this program, and number one for 15. So I've maintained that simplicity.
Well, I surely endorse that diagnosis. I got no problem with that.
But I'm a little teed off as well, Charles. And I don't know if 20,000 people turn out. They're not teed off.
What we call what you're doing, projection.
All right. Charles Krauthammer, everybody.